friends, welcome to my humble homestead and garden side chat. Today I'm going to make some kombucha tea. I like to drink kombucha. I love my drinks, and this, if you know, is almost $4 a bottle. If I did make a big batch of peppermint tea the other day. I can link that video below. This is concentrated. So I have some freezing in the fridge that I'm going to use. Once that's freezed, I'm going to put that in Ziplocs and then freeze more so I can take that out and make for just drinking. But I have so much of it that I decided that I'm going to make some kombucha tea. Since kombucha is so expensive and it's so good for our gut health, I decided I'd take you along. We'll make a couple big batches of kombucha tea and have that great health beneficial drink for pennies on the dollar for what we can buy it for. So if that interests you, come along. All right, let's bring you down here and show you what we're gonna do here. What I have here is I have my tea kettle going with some water. I did one in this jar here. I am just taking some green tea right now. I'm going to take about 12 tea bags of green tea. You can use green or black. The caffeine, the little bit of caffeine in it does work with the sugar to help turn it into the kombucha. So I'm going to put some in here. If you have leaf tea, you can as well. Now I made some peppermint sweet teas. I used the coconut palm sugar just because for my health reasons, I don't really use a lot of white sugar. I am just going to make this tea separate. I got this SCOBY. I ordered the SCOBY online. I can link where I got it below. You can get SCOBYs on Amazon if you know somebody who makes kombucha. They're willing to share a SCOBY. You can do that, but we do need a SCOBY. It's a starter. This is where all the good bacteria comes from. So to make kombucha, you will need a SCOBY starter. But to get a starter, you can get them. This is just a trusted place I found online, but I will see if I can find a couple different options to get it. So and link below. But this is what I'm going to use for my SCOBY. But right now I'm going to first make the tea, and then we will open this and show you what it looks like. So I am just going to let this seep, and this was also a great way that I used up a whole bunch of, I had such a huge patch of wild mint out there, and so I used it, and it is so delicious just as a sweet tea. But this is going to also make a nice healthy drink for us. And then it will also give my grandson calls fizz drinks spicy. So this will make a nice fizzy spicy drink too, to add just an extra refreshing drink. Now if you do want to make it for kids, you can leave the green tea or black tea out, or just even use less so there's not so much caffeine in. There are some benefits to green tea, but go ahead and do what you think is best for your family. I am just going to let this seep for a while, and then I'm going to come back and show you what we'll do next. See you in a bit. Okay, so after brewing this tea for about 5 to 6 minutes, I'm going to just take the tea bags out. And then I'm going to let this tea cool down to room temperature, because you never want to add a SCOBY to anything hot because it will ruin the bacteria of the SCOBY. Also, there are very easy ways to start your own SCOBY if you don't want to purchase some. You can just take store-bought kombucha, divide it up into little jars, and cover it. Leave it for 7 to 10 days. You have one. Or you can brew tea, add some kombucha, store-bought kombucha to it, cover it for 7 to 10 days, and you will grow a SCOBY over it. So those are simple ways to make them at home if you don't have one purchased. It's always good to have a place to store your SCOBYs. You can gift them to people who want to make their own kombucha, or you want to have like a house for them. So you want to have like a extra jar of kombucha that you can just keep them in, because they will multiply. When you make one, you'll get 2 SCOBYs, and then you can just keep making kombucha. When they get too old, you can nourish your garden with them. So just a little helpful hints when you make kombucha. You can make so many different flavors. You can make it with juice, teas, and you will just save so much money, and it offers so many health benefits. I am going to take this jar first, and I'm going to sterilize it with hot water and vinegar, and then this is going to sit for a couple hours here and cool off. So that is what I will be working on now. Okay, friends, welcome back. So now my tea has sat for quite a while. Let's open up this SCOBY. Now, if you do not have a SCOBY, or you do not have the means to order one, you don't have a friend that grows SCOBYs, to make one, what you would do is you would take your brewed tea like this. You would take store-bought kombucha, like a bottle of this right here, and you would dump that into here. Then you would cover it with, I use coffee filters, you could use a tea towel, and you would let that sit on your counter for about 7 days, and you would grow a SCOBY. Then you would still have your jar here to house your SCOBYs, because what happens is you make, okay, you get a pH test to test your kombucha, which is kind of cool. And here is my SCOBY in here, and they keep it housed in some liquid, which actually I might keep this liquid in a separate jar. So what I do is I wash these jars out, hot water and vinegar to sterilize them. All right, let's pour this SCOBY in here. And here it comes. Pull this out, and here it is. So what I'm gonna do, actually before I put that in there, I'm gonna put my tea concentrate in there, because I am just making, so this is the green tea, and to it I'm just adding my sweet tea concentrate, which has the sugar in here. I'm gonna add about that much because this is a full gallon. Then I will add my SCOBY in to there. Now this already has the sugar in it. This has the green tea in it. You can do one of two things. You can just cover it with a tea towel. I like to use coffee filters. I just use a couple of them. And then I just put a rubber binder over the top because we want to keep any fruit flies, any dust, anything like that right out of it. And this is just going to sit on my counter for about 5 to 7 days. And then we will strain it out. So when that's done, we will have kombucha, tea kombucha, which people pay a lot of money to get. I've been saving some of my kombucha jars because I'm going to put it in there and put it in the fridge. But I want to have a nice fizzy drink. So we're gonna let this ferment for a while, and we'll see how it looks. All right, we'll show you after a while, but this is how we make tea kombucha. Now we can see little tiny bubbles starting to form around the edge, and a second SCOBY just starting to form on the top. So this is about day 3 here. I'm going to let this go for about 7 to 10 days, and then I will show you what it looks like. And I am going to do a second fermentation and get it flavored and put some of it into my old kombucha bottle so it can get nice and fizzy. So I will show you that in the next video, but I just wanted to show you how it is forming here on day 3. So this is how we make our tea kombucha. So the next video, I will taste this, and then I will go into a second fermenting and flavoring it. See you in a few days. Have a great day. Be blessed. Bye.